Hello and welcome. The Maryland Clean Buildings Hub is proud to present Building Decarbonization 101, which is part of the Decarbonization Building Blocks series, where we unpack key components of building decarbonization. In this video, we'll demystify and clarify building decarbonization by briefly discussing how it ties into state climate goals, defining key terms, debunking common building decarbonization misconceptions, and highlighting resources available for Maryland building owners and operators interested in pursuing decarbonization projects. Let's get started. Maryland has enacted some of the most ambitious climate legislation in the country. If you want to understand building decarbonization, it'll help to first understand the policy landscape that shapes how Maryland building owners and operators navigate facility upgrades in response to statutory requirements. The Climate Solutions Now Act of 2022 is a foundational piece of legislation. It committed Maryland to reduce greenhouse gas emissions 60% below 2006 levels by 2031. And to reaching carbon neutrality, which is a state of net zero carbon dioxide emissions by 2045. Buildings, transportation, utilities, and state government all have specific obligations under it. For buildings, the law sets the stage for a new set of performance standards for large buildings. These new performance standards are known as Maryland's Building Energy Performance Standards, or BEPS as we like to call it. BEPS encourages Maryland's large commercial and multifamily buildings, think shopping malls, office buildings, and multifamily residences, with a few exceptions, to reduce on-site greenhouse gas emissions over time, reaching net zero on-site emissions by 2040. Building decarbonization is how Maryland facility owners and operators can achieve the goals set by BEPS. The BEPS policy is implemented by the Maryland Department of the Environment. If you want to learn more, we encourage you to visit their BEPS page for additional details. Now that we've touched on the key climate targets that Maryland must meet, let's talk about how this relates back to our buildings, places where we spend the majority of our time. Buildings account for roughly a third of Maryland's total greenhouse gas emissions. Universities, hotels, apartment buildings, they all need heat in the winter, hot water year-round, and a way to power up ovens and stoves to cook. And currently, the vast majority of these needs come from burning fossil fuel-emitting energy sources. If Maryland is going to meet its climate goal of cutting emissions 60% by 2031, strong partnership with building owners and operators will be essential to our progress. Before we go further, let's clear up three concepts that are often used interchangeably, but actually have unique meanings. First up is energy efficiency. Energy efficiency means using less energy to achieve the same result. For example, according to Energy Star, replacing old incandescent light bulbs with new LED fixtures provides the same amount of brightness but uses up to 90% less energy. It's important to underscore that while energy efficiency improvements save building owners and operators money on utility bills and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, they don't change what fuel is being used to power the appliance or system. Consider the fact that a more efficient gas furnace is still a gas furnace and produces harmful greenhouse gas emissions. Next up is electrification. Electrification is a shift from existing fossil fuel-powered equipment, such as oil, gas, and propane technology, to efficient electric alternatives. The electrification of building appliances and systems means that no fossil fuels are combusted on site. Electrification can also provide long-term cost savings by reducing buildings' utility costs. Many folks point out that the electricity we use in Maryland is still powered by fossil fuels at power plants. This is true, but we have a suite of policies in Maryland that encourage a shift to renewable power sources like solar and wind. This means that building electrification will continue trending towards even better emissions reductions over time. Last up is building decarbonization. Energy efficiency and electrification are two strategies that result in building decarbonization, which is the elimination of fossil fuels emitted within a building's walls. Additional strategies include investing in on-site renewable energy resources, such as rooftop solar, and optimizing a building's operations and maintenance to reduce wasteful energy. Not only is building decarbonization better for the environment, it also results in safer and healthier building spaces for everyone. To help connect the dots, let's talk about building systems commonly targeted to achieve building decarbonization. First up is space heating and cooling. Many Maryland buildings still heat and cool rooms throughout their facilities using fossil fuel-powered equipment like boilers and furnaces. These often expensive and inefficient systems can be replaced with high-efficiency electric heat pump technology, which handles both heating and cooling. Next up is water heating. Water heaters also contribute to sizable energy consumption in most buildings. Buildings that still have fossil fuel-powered gas, propane, and oil-fired water heaters can switch to efficient electric heat pump water heaters to help cut costs and eliminate greenhouse gas emissions. Last, we have kitchen equipment. Replacing gas kitchen equipment is also a great option to help reduce building greenhouse gas emissions in your building. Gas stoves, ovens, and cooktops can be swapped out with efficient electric alternatives or induction models. Both are more climate friendly and easier to clean than their gas counterparts. In conclusion, there are many opportunities for building owners and operators to contribute towards Maryland's climate goals, cut operating costs, and provide a safer and healthier environment for building occupants by replacing fossil fuel-powered systems with efficient electric alternatives. There are also many funding programs and opportunities available to help buildings make their decarbonization goals a reality, which we'll talk about soon. But first, let's review some common building decarbonization misconceptions. Electrification will just cause a spike in our building's utility bills. Okay, we hear you. This is a legitimate but solvable concern, and the answer isn't to avoid electrification, it's to electrify efficiently. Efficient electrification often means replacing fossil fuel-powered equipment with heat pump technology. Heat pumps are efficient enough that the energy cost impact to buildings is generally neutral or positive. Additionally, making smart investments in your building, such as pairing efficient electric upgrades with high-efficiency building envelope measures, further reduces the heating and cooling load, which results in lower utility bills. Next misconception. We don't know where to start. Building decarbonization is too complex to manage and realistically pursue. This is a common response from many building owners and operators just beginning their building decarbonization journey. That's precisely why the Maryland Clean Buildings Hub was created. The Hub is designed to assist Maryland building owners and operators make well-informed energy investments in their properties by connecting them to financial, educational, and technical assistance to help make their decarbonization goals a reality. For example, the Hub offers building decarbonization case studies and spotlights, technical guides, equipment-specific materials, and an incentive library, all designed for building owners looking to take the next step. Check out the Hub's website, YouTube channel, and subscribe to the monthly newsletter for resources to help get you started on your building decarbonization project. Last misconception. Fuel switching from fossil fuel equipment to efficient electric alternatives is too expensive. Are there incentives to help reduce the upfront costs of building decarbonization investments? We're lucky to live in a state where there are several funding and financing opportunities available to help Maryland building owners and operators pay for building decarbonization upgrades. Just off the top of my head, I can think of two state agencies that offer grants, MEA and the Department of Housing and Community Development, two green banks, and our investor-owned utilities that each offer incentives for customers. And that's just a short list. If you're interested in learning more about funding opportunities in Maryland, please visit the Maryland Clean Buildings Hub website or contact Clean Buildings Hub at maryland.gov. It's important to note that Maryland building owners and operators aren't left to navigate this transition alone. State agencies like the Maryland Energy Administration offer resources and programs that help buildings reach their decarbonization goals. Beyond MEA's incentive programs, building owners and operators can take advantage of the centralized resource for all things building decarbonization, called the Maryland Clean Buildings Hub, or the Hub, as mentioned earlier. The Hub's mission is to empower Maryland building owners to make well-informed energy investments by connecting them to all sorts of resources. Think of it as your starting point when you don't know where to start. What makes the Hub different is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It recognizes that every building type is unique and organizes resources by who you are in Maryland. Whether you own or operate a small business, nonprofit, hospital, multifamily building, or a local government, there's materials tailored specifically for your needs. Please explore the Hub's website at energy.maryland.gov/hub to start receiving resources for your building decarbonization project, or contact us directly at cleanbuildingshub@maryland.gov with any questions. Thanks for joining us today.